Chapter 25. Kaci screamed and struggled with what little strength she had left, but this new boar track had her trapped against the wall. She shoved at the injector sticking from its chest, trying to push the button, but the creature hardly seemed to notice. Instead, it held her against the wall. Its hard, massive hand curled around her throat. It leaned in, hot breath on her cheek.
"You will spawn my child, a son, a warrior."
"I won't," she said, tears stinging her eyes. Its head suddenly jerked, and it stared off as if listening. The plates around its mouth moved, and an angry hiss escaped its lips.
"Not safe. You come with me."
1 second she was pinned against the wall. The next she was hoisted over his shoulder. The jolt to her arm nearly had her spewing the contents of her stomach. But with great effort she swallowed it down, kicking weakly in a poor attempt to free herself. It neither slowed nor acknowledged her. They exited the stairwell and entered a hallway. As they traveled down the corridor, she glanced around, and terror caught in her throat. Blood painted the walls. Bodies littered the floor, spiritus, human, and boar track. The creature made a sound she decided must be a curse. It turned and began to pry open a door.
"Hey."
With great effort, she craned her neck to look toward the sound. A male with long golden hair, much like Seer's, rushed toward them.
"Put her down."
Hope blossomed within her. The man pulled out a golden dagger from his belt and charged. Her breath caught. The Bortrak's massive hand reached out and caught the man by the throat. His brown eyes widened as the Bortrak's massive fingers slowly crushed him. The crack that followed seemed to radiate through the room and her soul. The life fled his eyes, and the Bortrak tossed him to the floor. Tears ran down her cheeks. All she could see was the dead man, his blade useless on the floor next to him. He died trying to save me. There was the sound of a door hissing, and then she was plunged into a strange, darkened ship with tan plating covering the interior and glowing brown cables winding through the panels. The Bortrak tossed her onto the floor. Even though she landed on her good arm, the jolt that reverberated through her body had her hissing and curling over her injured arm, her pulse filling her ears. Gasping, she looked at the opening to the ship. It was her only chance. Struggling, she dragged herself toward the door. Just as it began to close, "No!" She struggled, every muscle screaming in protest, but she wasn't fast enough. The door closed inches from her nose. She pressed her hand against the cool metal in disbelief. The deep sounds of the engines firing up came from beneath her, along with a rumble. She fought back a wave of hysteria. Injured! Trapped on a Bortrak ship! What are my chances of escape now?